Alright, YouTubers, time for the year in review. So, a lot of great stuff happened to me over the last year, especially having a tech channel. Between all the stuff that I bought for the channel, all the stuff that was given to me for the channel, all the stuff that I was allowed to borrow, to review, unbox, whatever for the channel. Very blessed, and I'd like to thank all of you that have watched my videos. I know a lot of you could obviously pick other channels to watch, and quite a few of you have been very supportive watching multiple videos, which is highly appreciated. So, though this is not the most popular YouTube channel I've ever had, this one means the most to me. So I'm trying to put more into it, alright? And hopefully, some of those things get noticed. Learned how to do quite a few things this past year. Some of it, I knew how to do in the past and had to relearn it. So, but alright, so let's talk about some of the videos that we did. And since it is actually Christmas Day, Merry Christmas to all of you that are celebrating, and for the rest of you, and have a Happy New Year. That is only 6, 7 days away. So let's talk about my favorite videos of the years, my favorite products that we got in, and hopefully I'll be able to find videos for all these things. Alright, so this is a tech channel. Let's talk about some of the tech that I got. I got quite a few video cards in this year, right? We had 1660, the 1650, 1650 Super, RX 56. I went and bought some of the older cards, 970, 980, 780 Ti. We had we have a 750, we have a 950, we had a 960, we have the 1070, we have an RX 56, in case I didn't say that one already, and RX 5700. So just all kinds of video cards. But to be honest with you, I think my favorite card that I got this year so far, we may get another one in before the year's over, hopefully, was the RX 5700 AMD. For the price I paid for it, plus I got a free video game out of it, that was an incredible price for the performance of that card. I only wish I would have got the 5700 XT, which we may get an RX 2080, RTX 2080, who knows. Alright, so other things, we got in a couple of 1080p projectors, one of which had some issues, so I had to send it back. The other, this Cronova 1080p, I actually really like this projector, and I do spend quite a few nights watching movies on it, so I've got a nice 4K TV or two, and so, I like to watch a lot of the older movies, or even put on a NFL football game. So this thing has been pretty cool. So speaking of some of the TVs I have, one of the TCL TVs that I have is, I really like it. I love the menu system. Obviously the 4K, the supposed 120 hertz, which, when you play video games you can kind of tell that it's actually 60 hertz, but hey. So one of the funnest moments I had this past year was going to visit my parents in Ohio, flying some of my dad's drones. He's got a ridiculously huge drone collection, and so, at times he gets a little cocky with his drone flying, like he's been doing this all these years, and so it was kind of fun watching him fly this day when he crashed one of the drones. So that was that was entertaining for me. But along those lines, so not only does he have all those great drones, but I always complain, hey, how come you don't have one that has a 4K camera in it? So we got a hold of an Up Air 2 drone, which shoots 4K video, and I thought that just had some amazing video footage. So I really was impressed with that. A lot of great things on it. There's a couple things I didn't like about it. I never did a final review of it, I'd say. We did unbox. We did 2 flights with it, and that was about all I got to do with that. So eventually we will get another 4K drone in on the channel. So we also got into solar power, and I was amazed. I got these 200 watt solar panels in, and I could not believe how big they were. Very impressed with what kind of power they put out and how well they will charge stuff. And if you have an inverter hooked up, basically, running a TV out on the patio. So absolutely loved it, using the sun's energy to power your devices. And I don't know that I saved any money, obviously, because I bought a lot of solar power stuff, but over the long run, there is some return on investment, right? So it might take me 15 years, but hey. So jumping back to the computer stuff, I've got some really awesome cases in this year, and I'm not sure if this new Rosewell Nighthawk Z case that I got, it's a full tower, if that is actually going to be my favorite. Otherwise, it is probably Matrix 50 that I got in. We did do the Matrix 55, the 30, the 70, and then actually I've got one more that you may not see until next year that came in, and a little bit, I actually got that from my son. It's a deep cool Makoob, whatever, full tower case. I think it's going to probably be pretty awesome. There are things in it that that the 70 and the 50 have that are a little better, but overall it's probably going to be ginormous like the Rosewell case is. So all right, so we also played obviously a lot of video games on channel, testing games. So my son helped with some of those games, and whenever you see the GTX 1070 stuff, that's pretty much him gaming. He doesn't mess with my stuff. He's pretty much got to stay with his computer and his high refresh monitor and his keyboard. So I can get him to make videos on his computer, but trying to get him to do it on my stuff, it's a little more difficult. Even though Dad has the faster stuff, so I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, so favorite video game I think I played this year, and we did a lot. We did a bunch of different Battlefields. Obviously I played a lot of Fortnite. The new Star Wars Jedi game, which I actually like a lot. But I think, and then I think Battlefield 5 probably was my favorite game that I played. I have the Tom Clancy game, which I haven't really played much of. And so we have Borderlands 3, but I think overall Battlefield 5. So, one of the exciting things that happened this year, Black Bear got into the trash can. He was getting into it last year, but actually got him on video footage 3 different times between the wife and me. So that was really exciting. And I haven't seen him in a while, so either he's hibernating or he got relocated, or he found an easier place to get his food. So that was interesting. Favorite movie of the year? A lot of great movies came out on Blu-ray, and I'm not talking what was favorite movie in the theater, but stuff that we unboxed. So Avengers movie was pretty cool. But I think overall my favorite movie that I watched this year was the John Wick 3 movie. Really liked the John Wick series, and great action. A lot of fun to watch with the family. So All right, so getting back to solar power, we invested heavily in it, and I ended up getting a 540 watt AIM-Tom solar battery, a portable battery, and I absolutely love that thing because it allows me to do some other stuff on the channel, right? So not only do I get to use all the solar power to power up other devices, but that's got a nice little meter on it that tells me, what wattage stuff is using. So I can kind of tell, what energy I'm wasting by leaving stuff on, and some other stuff I can do with the computers, monitoring that, and so we see more videos with that kind of stuff. Really just showing you, hey, you left your computer on all day and it went into hibernation. How much power did it use? So, and then even like a lot of you watch this channel for the Dell stuff. Just seeing how much power your computer actually uses when you say it has a 290 watt power supply. And being able to have another thing to look at to tell you, yeah, I've got enough range here when I run these benchmarks or I'm running a video game that I'm underneath that 290 watts. So watch out for some of those videos. So took a lot of trips this year, some of them work related, some of them for fun, and probably my favorite trip that I did, even though I went to Europe a bunch of times, my favorite trips were the one we took to California, Lake Tahoe, which was absolutely beautiful. And then a really scary point was the 7.1 magnitude earthquake that happened while we were out there. Now we can't remember how far away we were, so obviously it wasn't 7.1 where we were, but it shook the you-know-what out of the hotel we were in. So that was pretty darn scary. But yeah, so beyond that, the waterfalls we saw, the boat adventure we had, the little duck that followed us around on Lake Tahoe, all really cool stuff. All right, jumping back to some of the computer stuff. So a lot of you have subscribed to the channel for Dell 3670. I don't want to say I am the YouTube expert on this computer, but considering I've upgraded just about everything I can think of on that computer, there's probably something that I could do, something else I could do. Maybe I can figure out how to rip the motherboard out and put a different motherboard in there. But that said, appreciate everybody who's subscribed to the channel for the Dell 3670 stuff. And I don't know that I'll be making any more videos for it. I do still have one of the two that I bought. I actually had sold it and then it came back to me. Won't go into details how that happened, but so we have that back. And maybe there'll be a Dell 1650 Super video or something else in the future that we'll do. So solar power wise, again, got in a bunch of different inverters. I think I have 4 now. My favorite is the 3000, but due to the lightness of it, I think I actually like the 600 watt reliable electric one better. Really cool stuff. And if you haven't gotten into solar power and you're like into tech stuff and just overall messing with things, I suggest you try a basic setup. Get yourself a 100 watt solar panel, an inverter, battery, and a controller, and you will be off to the races. Of course, there's other little accessories you'll need. Eventually I'll make a basic solar power video. There's a lot of them on YouTube, so whether I'll make one is another story, because just have another video that to add to the channel. But hey, alright, so some fun things that I did this past year. We had our ink stain videos. you know, they were a lot of fun to make. Might have suffered from some poor acting, poor video making, and editing, but hey, it made me see that there's a lot of cool things you can do out there with the software I have and some of the tools that I have, CAD wise. So had a lot of fun with that, and I expect, you know, that we will eventually Inkstain will come back. I also made this shark with lasers video for somebody, and had a lot of fun making that. So hopefully I'll remember to put all the links down below so you guys can check out some of these goofy videos. And yeah, what else? So other cool things, I would say my favorite motherboard I got in was the Gigabyte Aorus Gaming 3 Z370 motherboard. Pretty impressive capability. However, you know, with the new cases, it's out of date, right? So Z390 or your X570 AMDs provide you a lot more capability. But overall, I still really like that motherboard. Processor wise, oh my god, how many processors are we looking at this year in different ways? So i5 8400, i5 9400F, i3 9100, i3 9100, i3 9350KF, i3 8350K, the i7 8700K, which we have here, i5 9600K, Pentium G5420, Celeron G4900, and I think, you know, we got rid of some of the other ones, like we had i3 7100 and a bunch of other crap. So I think now I'm down to about 7 processors, and I'm looking to buy another one. So you know, we keep trying to raise the bar, right? Getting better stuff, and to do that, a lot of times I got to sell off things, and so I will probably figure out something to sell so that I can get one of those faster processors and you know, make more videos. Well, hey, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you got something out of the year in review. I enjoyed sharing with you guys some of the highlights of the year. Obviously, probably made, for this channel alone, I'm sure I've made at least 500 videos this past year, if not more. And if you look at the other 6 or 7 channels I have, yeah, I made a lot of videos, in the thousands. So expect, you know, lots of videos next year, lots of new tech stuff, and all that good stuff. So once again, if you celebrate, have a Merry Christmas, and for everybody else, have a Happy New Year, and I hope 2020 is very prosperous for everybody. Thank you.